Voilà, et après cet extrait, l'ensemble de l'équipe est en
clip, they're all
d'arriver. Je vois Hugh
coming in here. I can say Hugh Jackman, Hugh.
Hugh Jackman est en train
Hugh Jackman is arriving. Please come in, sit down. Hello.
Oui, voilà, exactement ici.
Exactly here, that's right.
Maintenant, exactement.
Now, yes. Thank you for making that, speaking French. Yeah, that's for the translation. There we go. Brett Ratner will give you one as well, don't worry. There we are, you've each got a little earpiece so that you can have the translation. Halle Berry, welcome to Cannes. It's the first time for you here, and for part of the rest of the team too. First of all, I'd like to have your feelings, your impressions about Cannes. What are your first impressions?
I think it's wonderful. I was in the city before the festival. You know, I've come here before, and it's a nice little sleepy beach town. And now to see all the people of the world sort of, you know, ascend on it, it's been shocking, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, are you impressed? Are you all impressed by being in Cannes? Brett Ratner, Hugh Jackman. I mean, what effect does it have?
Well, I'm staying in this little room. I came here and I go up the elevator and they take me to this room, which is the Sir Sean Connery suite, and I felt instantly at home. No, I'm joking. But inside the room there was, you know, it's a normal room except there is a little private elevator straight to the bar. So I've been practicing, pretending. It's been great fun. I don't think I answered your question, but I just thought you'd like to know.
Well, it's a sort of answer. I mean, you know, it's fine. Anyway, thank you all very much for coming along to present the X-Men. Brett Ratner, first of all, I mean, what was your, I mean, you're taking over from Bryan Singer on this. How do you situate yourself in relation to his work?
Well, I see this as one picture. I see the three films as really one picture. This is just the third part of the entire franchise. I mean, for me, it's a dream come true because as a child, I've always wanted to do a comic book film, and I just kind of took the reins over from Bryan, who did a brilliant job, and I'm just completing the trilogy. So I'm very happy to be a part of the X-Men universe.
And how do you present this third part? Patrick Stewart, Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman. I mean, how would you present it? This last episode. What would you say about it?
It introduces a new theme into the X-Men world, that of a potential cure for the mutation gene. And at first, it seems that there may be a choice. Would you change if you could? Which is reasonable, because choice in how you live your life is one of the things that my character, Professor Xavier, argues for. But very quickly it becomes clear that choice is not an option. It is going to be compulsory. The authorities will compel you to take this, and that's what the final conflict is about. Wasn't there a Star Trek movie called The Final Conflict? It's a little late to be promoting that.
Shameless. Shameless.
You know, Hugh, there's something I just want to say. I stayed in the Sean Connery suites 2 years ago, and at the time they told me they were changing that name to the Patrick Stewart suite. They've been like,
did I say Sean Connery?
Yeah, I knew that was a slip of the tongue.
On a l'impression qu'il y a toujours un sous-texte.
You get the impression there's always a subtext behind this film, and somehow there's everything concerning difference, accepting differences, and you're talking about the cure, for instance, and there's a question of wiping out the difference. Is that right? Eliminating difference. Who'd like to answer? Franco Jensen? No?
I swear to God, I wasn't paying attention. Could you repeat the question, sir? One more time?
Yeah, I was saying, so in the film, there's a question of wiping out differences.
Yes.
So there's sort of philosophical thing here.
It's I mean, as Patrick said, there's a choice in this. In the third installment here, and it's a choice of. There's always been the theme in X-Men of the unique individuals who don't fit into the rest of society. And here, these people are given an opportunity to, in essence, whitewash themselves, and it will make their lives easier, but they'll give up everything that makes them unique. So it poses a lot of interesting questions.
I think that's one of the reasons why the movie 1 and 2 and this one is going to be successful, because a lot of people can identify with these characters, feeling different and trying to fit in.
And it's also about love.
Yeah.
It is.
Et d'émotion aussi.
And emotion too. There's a lot of emotion in this third work. Do you agree, Halle Berry?
There's a lot of emotion, and that's one of the things that Brett Ratner brought to this movie that makes it a little bit different from 1 and 2. In this movie, the characters, while they have wonderful superpowers, they're also human. They cry, they laugh, some live, some die. You get the feeling 10 minutes into the movie, okay, all bets are off. You don't know what's going to happen. And a lot of that emotionality Brett Ratner brought.
Did you just call me Brett Ratner?
Well, you are kind of a brat, in a good way. Because he's 5. Look at him. He's 5 years old in a big man's body. Truly.
Very big man.
Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose de shakespearien?
Is there something Shakespearean? Patrick Stewart, for instance. I mean, in this series of the X-Men, is there something Shakespearean in it? Is there something Shakespearean in it, do you think?
Yes, there is. You know, this is not entirely the real natural world that we're in. We come from a comic book world, and the thing about comic books is that the drama, the language, the incidents are heightened, just a little bit larger than life. And that's exactly the Shakespearean world, the world of classic theatre, which Ian, Hugh, myself, Anna have been part of. And I think it lends an extra dimension to the work that we do, that it's just, would you agree, Brett? It's just a little bit more than... I mean, this is not Capote, the movie
myself, I can tell you. In high school, Shakespeare was my main subject.
Well, you know what? I'd really love it if you just give us a taste of what you did back then, Brett, your Shakespeare.
I directed a lot of Shakespeare in high school. And I can't really recall the names of the Shakespearean plays that I directed, but I know Henry V something was one of them.
The other thing that Shakespeare taught everyone, really, I suppose, writers, is that you can't write just black and white characters. You can't have just good and bad. There's a whole play called Macbeth, which is about a character who's... I know. It's sacrilege to actually say the Scottish play, the actual name, but anyway.
We're doomed.
We're doomed? Touch wood. Oh dear. But anyway.
Vous êtes déjà des mutants, en plus, vous êtes
there is an antidote. There's an antidote to mentioning the Scottish play. The antidote is that you quote anything from A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh, okay.
Come on, guys.
Come on, Hugh.
Hugh?
Hugh, you can do it.
Ill met by moonlight, proud to tell you.
Ill met by moonlight, proud to tell you. There you are. I'm a good lip reader. No, but okay. Now, I did have a serious point in that in this movie, the supposed bad guy, you might say, is Ian McKellen. The supposed good guy is Patrick Stewart's character. However, they're not. They're grey areas. Both characters, you understand their motivation. And even in this movie, it's what I loved about this movie for your character is even your intentions are brought into question. Even your methods are brought into question. And that's the reality of the world today. Nothing is done just simply, everything's done by negotiation, and the hard road through love, as you were talking about, is exactly that, hard, you know.
There's humanity in all these characters, even though they're mutants. There's a tremendous amount of humanity in them, and a lot of heart. And you see both sides. You see the good and the evil side of every character, I think.
Et puis vos personnages évoluent.
And your characters evolve in this third part as well. Famke Janssen, I suppose that yours is the one that changes the most because your characters are coming from a long way away.
Yeah, my character in 1 and 2 was very... I'm sorry. My character in 1 and 2, Jean Grey, was very different than... Non, pas à ce moment. No, Brett Ratner, no, Ratner. No, yes, I die in the last one as Jean Grey, and I come back as a character named the Phoenix, except for, in this case as well, and it's something that Patrick Stewart says very well in the movie, and it will be introduced to audiences in that way, that we're not entirely sure who we're looking at, if we're looking at the Phoenix or the Jean Grey as we knew her before. And again, she personifies the good and the bad in one. Something that I think is very important, obviously, in the X-Men, that nothing is simple. People are complicated and complex, and she, unfortunately, is the most powerful mutant, and if used wrong or manipulated, maybe potentially by Professor Xavier, there are a lot of different things can happen. There are many possibilities, and that's sort of what my character deals with.
Rebecca Ellen. I suppose it must be a great pleasure to act in a film like this, but perhaps as well with these characters who've got these superpowers. I mean, you must have great fun. I mean, do you enjoy playing these characters?
I have no
Oh.
Do you enjoy playing?
Yeah.
And being a superhero.
Of course, it's amazing. I've said this before. I'm like 5'1" on a good day, and I get to don a leather suit and you know, and have a good time. So it's extremely surreal, but complete honor to be in this cast and a part of this legacy. It's really unbelievable. I'm really grateful for it.
Rebecca, c'est la même chose pour
Rebecca, the same thing for you?
It's such an honor to be part of this whole trilogy. It's really so much fun. And going back to the whole, you know, nothing's black and white with any of these characters, I love it that it really leaves it open to the audience interpretation. I love all the shades of gray. It's fantastic. It's such a thrill.
Okay, well, we're going to let the audience interpret your work. Thank you very much, all of you, for coming here. Now you're going to go to the journalists for the press conference, for the international press, which we're going to be able to see live on TV Festival de Cannes. And thank you all very much for coming in.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.